Hello and welcome. My name is Cesar Hernandez, and in the next 10 to 15 minutes, I'm going to be sharing with you how to truly understand yourself without sacrificing your authenticity, feeling stuck, or repeating negative patterns with our simple three-part process to build self-awareness and thrive. Because ultimately, that's what we want to do. We want to be thriving. As mentioned, my name is Cesar Hernandez. And so a little bit about me. I'm a certified behavior and mindset specialist. I've worked with individuals just like you since 2019. And I am the creator of the Self-Mastery Blueprint, which I'm going to be sharing with you. And it's also important to know that I'm in the trenches just like everyone else. This is not something that we solve and it's the end all of everything and that's it. No, I'm still learning. I'm still growing. The difference is now is that I've learned some tools that have helped me whenever I do feel stuck or I'm doubting myself or I have uncertainty. And this is ultimately what we want for you as well, to have these tools to help you whenever um, you feel stuck or you have doubt or uncertainty or fear, because that is inevitable. It's going to happen no matter what, but we want to use these tools to help us when that does happen. So today I'll show you exactly how to understand yourself, break negative patterns, and take control of your behavior in just 90 days or less. So this is for you if you want to overcome behaviors holding you back from personal and professional growth. You want to understand your triggers and your reactions, and you want to build awareness and the tools to lead yourself or your team effectively in any situation. So a little bit about my journey. This is back then. I felt frustrated and misunderstood because I didn't understand myself or how my behavior was impacting the people that I love and the people around me. And I faced frequent conflicts and challenges because I didn't recognize how my actions and patterns contributed to the problems around me because I didn't have any self-awareness. And I struggled with personal relationships because I wasn't aware of how my habits and reactions affected, like I mentioned, those closest to me. And now with this newfound awareness, ultimately, we don't want anybody to be someone they're not. What we want is, one, is to become aware, and then just to make some simple modifications for the time being. So this is how my life is going now. I understand myself on a deeper level, allowing me to handle challenges with clarity and confidence. And the understanding of yourself is also an ongoing process, but everything starts and stops with awareness. So I've broken free from negative patterns. And so with that, we have to rewrite the program, not just on a surface level, but subconsciously. Okay. And we'll get into it later on. Creating more peace and productivity in my life because I rewired or reprogrammed the program in my subconscious. And ultimately, that's what we're going to be doing for you as well. I approach situations with emotional awareness, reducing conflicts and improving outcomes, because before it was just all reaction. Just if automatically I will go into just let my emotions and react. Now we pause for the cause. I've also strengthened my relationships by recognizing how my behavior influences others, because like as mentioned, I wasn't aware of the way that I was reacting. Now we don't want to react. Now we're responding. And I make decisions with confidence, knowing they align with my values and goals. So before, I would just make decisions even if it wasn't something that I truly believed. And so there was always a conflict. I would just make decisions, but they weren't in alignment with how I thought or how I felt or how I believed something to be. I was just making impulsive decisions and not really putting any thought into it. It was just reaction. So I've discovered the key to mastering self-awareness by understanding how my behavior impacts others, both personally and professionally, as well as adapting when necessary. And that's basically what I was talking about earlier, when we don't want to change anybody. We want to become aware of who we are, how we are, and then just be able to adapt whenever a situation arises and for the best possible outcome. So I want to help you unlock the ability to understand yourself deeply and take control of your behavior in every area of your life, personal or professionally. It's time to elevate the quality of your relationships and decisions by mastering the art of self-awareness and intentional action once and for all. As mentioned, everything starts and stops with awareness. We need to become aware of how we're showing up, but more importantly, become aware of it so we can change it if it's not helping us. So this is the old way. Here's where most people are stuck. They haven't taken the time to understand why they do what they do. So they continue to repeat this cycle of frustration, feeling stuck. They're unaware of the root cause because it's a surface level that they're trying to change without realizing that really what they need to change, it's something at a much deeper, it's in your subconscious, not just at a conscious level. We have to change it subconsciously. And they try to change something by force. And remember this, force negates. We don't want to change anything by force. So they try to change something and it might work temporarily, but then it always comes back. Unsure what changes to make or how to take meaningful steps towards growth. Yeah. If you're not aware of what to change, how are you going to change it? Because they're not aware. You try surface level solutions. That's what I was talking about, trying to change something at a surface level. And we have to go deeper. But without addressing the underlying causes, the subconscious, it's subconscious. Lasting change feels out of reach. You recognize something isn't working, but without clarity on what's driving those patterns, it feels impossible to break free. So one of the beautiful things about this is that we're going to get to the root cause once and for all. We're going to recognize these patterns that are potentially are unconscious. And now you're going to be able to change it because you're going to become aware of it. So super powerful information. Without self-awareness, you're unsure what changes to make or how to take meaningful steps towards growth. It's basically what I was just saying. Everything stops and starts with awareness. So we're going to become aware of those patterns, behavior patterns that are not letting you go to your next level or just continue to grow. It's time to uncover your behavior patterns and natural tendencies to create personal growth and deepen your understanding of yourself and those around you. Because everything we do in one way or another, we are communicating with people, our bosses, our neighbors, our parents, our siblings. And sometimes we don't see eye to eye. And the reason that is because obviously we're different people. Now, again, it's not about changing who we are or who they are. It's about coming from an understanding that there's different point of views. But more importantly, it's understanding where we're coming, understanding ourselves first, which brings me to my next point. This is probably one of the most powerful 2 words I've ever heard. Know thyself. Or is it 3 words? I think thyself is 1. So self-awareness is like a mirror. It reflects who you truly are, allowing you to see both your strengths and areas for growth. Because we are naturally wired to be excellent at something, and then we naturally tend to be a little bit less talented in another area. So let me give you an example. Some people might be excellent at just like socializing, and they never meet a stranger. They can just start a conversation with anybody. But then that individual's maybe concentration may not be as great because they're just kind of a little bit distracted. Now, and we can take another person where they might be a little bit more shy and reserved, but they're great at paying attention to detail. So that's what I mean by that. Without it, you're going through life in the dark, unable to adjust your actions or understand how you impact the world around you. And that all comes back to self-awareness. So the self-mastery blueprint, there's 3 steps. And step 1 is discover yourself. And this is how it works. You're going to take a deep dive into your greatness to reveal your natural tendencies, strengths, and areas for growth. We're going to be learning about ourselves. Very, very important. Identify behavior patterns and emotional triggers that impact your personal and professional life. It's important to understand what ticks you, what gets you going, what brings you, what inspires you, what empowers you, what disempowers you. Gain clarity on your values, motivations, and how they align with your actions. We need to learn our core values so we can set boundaries, and we have like sort of like a blueprint that we know, okay, this is what we stand for. That's step 1. Step 2 is rewrite your patterns. So, and this is how that works. Step 2 is learn to recognize and disrupt negative habits and unproductive behaviors. So we're going to recognize these patterns, and then we're going to rewrite them. Develop tools to manage emotions and reactions with mindfulness and intentionality. So again, we're going to become aware of our emotions and our reactions to be more proactive about them. Practice setting boundaries and prioritizing your needs without guilt or conflict. Again, this goes back to our core values, understanding what we are willing to tolerate and what we are not. And so we're going to, sometimes it's difficult to say no. We might internally, we might say no to something, but we're not able because there's something that doesn't let us say no. So we're going to learn how to set healthy boundaries to help us whenever this, or if a situation that it doesn't have to be that particular example, but you get what I'm saying. And then step 3 is thrive with mastery. And this is how this one works. So you're going to align your actions with your values to create meaningful progress towards your goals. We're going to marry your actions with your values. That way they're in sync. And it's not, you're doing something, but then you believe something else, and now they're out of sync. We're going to bring them together, your actions with your values, so you can become one. Strengthen your relationships by adapting your behavior to connect more effectively with others. As mentioned before, in one way or another, we have to communicate with others. We have to come together. And even if we have great relationships, great. We can, I like this word, better. We can always improve. We can our relationships can get better. Build a sustainable system for continued growth. Ensuring resilience and balance in every area of your life. So once we figure out something that works, we don't want to reinvent the wheel. So we want to continue to grow, but not start from scratch. So we're going to come up with a system to help you have a starting line and then continue to grow from there. So we're going to say yes to the self-mastery blueprint. Master self-awareness and transform your behavior in every area of your life, even if you felt stuck in old patterns or struggle with managing emotions and reactions in the past. And we're going to say bye-bye to self-doubt, unhealthy habits, people-pleasing, not getting your point across, and many, many other things that might come up where you say, okay, I'm ready to let go of that. So here are the benefits of the self-mastery blueprint. The self-mastery blueprint is a proven step-by-step system that helps you identify behavior patterns to improve interactions, creating smoother and more meaningful connections, build self-awareness to express your thoughts, emotions with clarity and confidence, establish firm boundaries without guilt, protecting your time and energy and in a way that respects yourself and others, learn to say no assertively and effectively, prioritizing your needs while maintaining healthy relationships, resolve conflicts quickly and respectfully, promoting understanding and positive outcomes. So this is our time together. It's going to be spent in 3 different phases. Phase 1 is going to be uncover the foundation of who you are, how you are, very important, know thyself. Phase 2 is break free from what's holding you back. We're going to break that cycle or that pattern or that subconscious belief that might be stifling you. We're going to break that, or we're going to reprogram it, or create a new one. And then phase 3, we're going to apply your self-awareness to achieve lasting success, so you can go from win to win to win. Just continue to elevate. So ultimately, this is what we want. We want you to become aware of your strengths and the amazing person that you are, so you can thrive. And then we want to get away from being stuck and confused and not knowing what to do. Okay? So self-awareness is the key to unlocking your personal growth and reaching your full potential, because there's been countless studies where they study some of the most, this is a study by Harvard University, by the way, that you can look up yourself, but they did a study, Harvard University did a study, and they found out that the one key that stands out from successful people, and success could be many different things, but they were measuring success in business and personal. And they said that the one thing that stood out was being self-aware of their strengths and aligning their strengths with their goals, and also being aware of their limitations, so they can A, create a system around that, or B, partner up with someone. It's a very interesting study that I highly suggest to look it up. When you understand your behavior patterns and what drives your actions, you gain clarity, reduce self-doubt, and open the door to endless opportunities for success and fulfillment. I mean, that's why it's very important. That's why they said that we are creatures of habit. And some of those habits, we're not even aware that we're doing them. For example, most people, when they get up in the morning and they brush their teeth, whether they use their left or there's no really thought going into which hand they should use to brush their teeth. They just automatically do it. And that's the exact same thing that's happening when in their lives. They might be doing something that they're not aware. So your behavior shapes your reality, and it's time to take control and align it with your goals, because it's true. The way that we are, the way that we're behaving ultimately gives us our results. All right, so here's a little bit about my transformation. This is the power of self-discovery and starting from within. It's an inside job. If there's anything that you take from today's mini course, is that it's an inside job. It's not out there. Okay. But once you start getting control of your inside, then you start being in control. And then you're going to strengthen your relationships. Patience and empathy, if you don't have it, will arise. It's very important to practice patience and empathy if you're not already. Emotional awareness. Yes, emotional awareness. Very, very important to not just be mindful of sometimes all the time about our emotional needs, but emotional awareness in the sense of other people's needs as well. So I've discovered patterns in my behavior that I didn't even realize were holding me back. Now I understand my strengths and how to lean into them, as well as my blind spots and how to manage them. This clarity has helped me communicate more effectively and approach situations with intention instead of reacting impulsively. I feel more in control of my decisions, my relationships have improved, and I achieved goals that once felt out of reach. The reason why? Because I've gone inside. Go inside. It's an inside job. Become self-aware. Become aware of your strengths, your limitations, the way you are. That way you can change them, because this is the way that all the great sages, all the great teachers, all the great philosophers have pretty much all agree in one thing, is know thyself. Now, I want you to know that I'm not the only one that's getting results. Now, I'm not going to read through all these, just briefly what some of my clients are saying. For example, Fabian here, after going through this transformation, he feels like he was a different person. This person felt more confident, communicating with purpose, and in his authenticity. Terry here said that this saved their marriage. This person feels more self-assurance and can communicate more effectively. This person feels better about themselves. Ultimately, that's what we're trying to get, is to find your authentic, true self, unapologetic. And I feel like what these people share here is that that's what they found. They found themselves, who they are, how they are. So it's time for you to understand yourself on a deeper level, recognize and overcome personal roadblocks, approach challenges with clarity and confidence. And remember, self-awareness is the key to unlocking your potential and creating a life of purpose and fulfillment. So without any further ado, it is my pleasure and honor to invite you to apply to the Self-Mastery Blueprint. So step one, you're going to click the button below this video to apply for the Self-Mastery Blueprint. And in step two, once you click the button, you will be redirected to fill out a quick application form just to learn a little bit more about you and your current situation. And we're going to send you a link to book a discovery call. And then step three, we will review it within 24 hours. If we're a good fit, we will continue to meet on our call. You can also just scan the QR code if you have a second device. But it's been an honor and a privilege to share with you this mini course, and I look forward to meeting you maybe in person or on Zoom. Stay blessed and have a great day.